Maya's journey took a significant turn when she found herself pregnant during her junior year of high school. The news of her pregnancy was a devastating blow. The father of her child, Marcus, vanished into thin air as soon as he learned about the pregnancy. It was a heartbreaking blow, and Maya felt her world shatter around her. She was left to face the challenges of motherhood alone and had no idea of what she was going to do and how she could possibly make it. And nobody cared to help her or give any solutions for her problems. One day, Maya decided to reach out to one of the counselors at the neighborhood community center and family planning center for some help and guidance. By this point, Maya gave birth to her daughter Jasmine, but the stress and loneliness of her circumstances drove her deeper into the arms of substances that temporarily numbed her pain. No matter what was going on and what had happened, Maya refused to let her addiction define her or dictate the trajectory of her life. The turning point came one cold winter night when she found herself on the brink of despair, holding her newborn daughter Jasmine in her arms. The sight of Jasmine's innocent eyes filled Maya with a renewed sense of purpose. Determined to break free from the chains that held her down, Maya sought help. She attended support groups, underwent therapy, and leaned on the strength of her community. The journey to sobriety was fraught with challenges, but Maya's resolve remained unyielding. She knew that she had to provide a better life for Jasmine, one free from the shadows of addiction and instability. Maya's battles continued as she fought and argued with Marcus, who sporadically reappeared in their lives, promising to help make ends meet, but ultimately leaving them disappointed. The constant instability created a toxic environment, further fueling Maya's determination to provide a stable and loving home for Jasmine. Maya sought solace in community programs that aided single mothers, leaning on the support of others who had walked a similar path. Life was a constant uphill battle for Maya, but her resilience remained unyielding. She worked tirelessly, taking on multiple jobs to make ends meet. She often sacrificed her own needs to ensure that Jasmine had food on the table, a roof over her head, and the chance for a better life. The journey was arduous, and there were countless nights when Maya wondered if she would ever catch a glimpse of hope. Through her sheer determination, Maya earned her GED and began taking classes at the local community college. Despite the challenges of being a mother and a student, she excelled in her studies, determined to create a better life for herself and her daughter. Her entrepreneurial spirit shone brightly as she started a small business, an online boutique that celebrated and empowered women of color. Her determination and dedication to her craft caught the attention of influential individuals in the industry, and her business flourished. Maya went from having an online clothing boutique to also opening an actual store located in the city mall. At this point, Maya was feeling better about the prospects of a bright and successful future life for her and her daughter Jasmine, as her life had already changed significantly for the better. Then, just as Maya started to put the past behind her, along with all that she had suffered and endured, and two significant events happened that shook Maya to the core. The first thing was that her mother suddenly passed away just as Maya's life started to change. Her mother had been very sick for many years and was in and out of the hospital and various institutions on and off because of the lifestyle she led and the ravenous effects of a serious, out-of-control drug and alcohol addiction that lasted for decades. Maya's pain more than anything came from the fact that she had high hopes that through her success and her newfound financial benefits, that she would be able to get her mother the help that she so desperately needed for so very long. The other thing was the fact that she wanted her mother to see her be successful and to share in that with her. Finally, she reflected on all that had happened through her life and childhood, but knew from her own experience that the abuse, neglect, and abandonment from her mother was only a direct result of her addiction, but she knew in her heart that her mother loved her. Sadly, she never got the opportunity to tell her mother how much she truly understood that she did indeed love Maya, and Maya never took the time to tell her mother that she loved her. Unfortunately, the other event that took place was that on her deathbed, Maya's mother told Maya the truth about her father. All Maya's life, her mother told Maya how no good and how much of a deadbeat and loser her father was. She told Maya that her father abandoned her, and Maya when she told him that she was pregnant and that she never saw or heard from him again. As it turned out, she told Maya that it was all a lie, and that the truth was that she was at a nightclub one night to party with some friends, and that Maya's father was among them. One thing led to another, and they ended up in a consensual sexual escapade, and they established a hot girl summer relationship. Maya's mother admitted that it was her father's family that had approached her and paid her to leave their son alone and never let him know that this bribe took place, or else. His family was rich and very well-to-do and couldn't possibly envision their son's life and future being wrecked by some meaningless fling in a moment of passion, especially with a woman from the wrong side of the tracks, which is what they thought of Maya's mother. Maya's mother never reached out to the family's son again, so he assumed that Maya's mother was no longer interested and that what they shared was only a fleeting lust fest and that she had moved on, so he did as well. But in fact, that was not what happened at all because Maya's mother had fell in love with her father, but felt that after what his family did, that she could never be with him. Totally devastated by this and threatened by his family, Maya's mother took the money and tried to wash the pain of it all away with alcohol, which led to her first encounter with drugs. Her addiction switch was turned on, and it was all downhill from there. So basically, Maya grew up under the false impression that she was abandoned by her father. After sharing the truth of the situation with Maya, her mother fell back in her hospital bed and died. After the funeral, Maya took the opportunity to share this news with Jasmine, and the both of them set out to find her father. Their search bared fruit, and they found him. They all sat down and had a long conversation about the situation. Through tears of joy, disbelief, pain, and uncertainty, they all pieced things together and worked it all out. Maya couldn't help but to feel many mixed emotions about the situation because more than likely, being the kind of man that was and is, Maya's life would have been a lot different if she would have just ignored his parents and told him that she loved him and was pregnant. As it turned out, that was just not what happened, and Maya suffered terribly throughout her young life as a result. She was, however, happy to now have her father in her life, but even more happy that Jasmine now has a grandfather and is as close as two people can be. It was touch and go for Maya and her newfound father, but they worked it out. Jasmine was so happy and excited to know that she indeed had a grandfather, and the two of them established a very close bond with each other.